Alrighty, it's Sunday. You know what time it is. I'm some jerk on the internet, and we're here to do our traditional Sunday whacking of Hovind for a sermon he's been working all week to do about Balaam and a talking donkey. Yes, this is where we finally cover that story. I can't wait. It's I'm just gonna say it. It's amazing that we're going to have a talking ass who talks out of his ass talking about an ass talking. I love it. I absolutely fucking love it. So, outside of all the absolute chaos going on in my life, I hope y'all are doing well. Um, as always, fundraiser is continuing to go to help with the move. Situation normal, all fucked up. There's like 500 things that needed to happen last week and couldn't. So yeah. So links in the chat if you're able to help. That's cool. Donate to the Yamato having a home foundation fund. Yeah, get in that club where I can worship Satan in someone else's room. I don't know. Trying to make myself laugh. Honestly, the depression is hitting hard. So where it's going to go on and go on. Hovind's totally non-existent first-party YouTube channel it broke 5,000 subscribers. Wow. That has all these official links and all this stuff. Look, 1 million views. Really? Really? I mean, yeah. Can't quite fake those statistics. Then again, also note the join date of January 2022. This is a channel that's been hanging around for a while. They get backups on top of backups. They just bump to stuff whenever. Contrary to what the red line says, I have not watched the Balaam um, thing. I just popped in to see when I noticed that he was live because I check on Sunday to see if he happens to be live around 11 o'clock, and he was. I was very early to it. So that's about that. I don't have anything else to add. Let's just get right into it.
Or after spending 100 years walking and talking with God, he just knew a lot of stuff.
Or you're stupid. Forgot we got his little intro to cut through. Which, I'll give credit, his intro section is shorter than mine, but at the same rate, I provide you with incredible music. Hovind provides you with what you're already going to watch in the stream. There's no juxtaposition, it's just all Hovind all the time.
You're 80 years old and you die. Now you can't pass it on to anybody else. But if you could live to be 400 or 500, you could pass on your knowledge to your great, 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 great grandchild. So it'd just be a real, real different world back then.
Good morning, folks. Kent Hovind here at Dinosaur Natureland in Lenox, Alabama, March 1st, 2026. We made it. How many of you did not think you would live this long and make it up there? Well, we did.
Yes, Kent, that's probably because you're part of a death cult that thinks that Jesus is coming back any day now.
We're here. We're stuck with it. Okay. We're on a bunch of channels. They keep taking us off of YouTube 5 times.
No, they don't keep taking you off, Kent. You gotta stop saying it like that. It's intentionally deceptive. But of course, that's your bread and butter, isn't it, fuckface? Here's an idea. Obey terms of service, you fuck with. Everything's not a conspiracy. Very few things are a grand conspiracy like idiots like you think they are. Most of the time, it's just you done fucked up.
Now took us off of YouTube. Everybody tells me that's a good sign.
Yeah, of course, everyone you hang around with would say that. Because you're all fucking nutters. Hey, Kent, I had a video get limited ads the other day that was fine previously, and not the video I would have expected to get limited ads. I don't quite know exactly what triggered it. I don't really care. I'm moving on with it because I'm just like, oh no, I got the yellow dollar sign. Oh, I'm gonna faint with the vapors. Thank you, keyboard. I'm glad you reminded me that your USB cable's still fucked. You don't see me bitching about it because I just move on. You've got to make it your whole shtick. You're not funny, Kent. You're not charismatic. You have a twisted sort of charisma, but it's an awkward charisma. It's like watching a train wreck. Plane crashes right in front of you, and you just sit there and look at everything smoldering because you can't look away. The disaster unfolding. I apparently have a charisma that you wish you could emulate. But of course, I don't lie to people to make them feel better. I tell them the honest truth. Which I don't understand why the honest truth of you guys are fucking awesome doesn't attract more people, whereas you're trying to tell people that they're scum and deserve complete oblivion and damnation. But that makes supposed to make you good. I don't know, man. I don't get any of this shit. That's probably why we whack Hovind constantly, because you are a quintessential case of failing upwards. And a perfect example of someone who is all around absolute human fucking garbage. But let's continue, Mr. Shit-Eating Grin.
Who, I don't know who runs YouTube, but they don't like the truth, can't handle.
No, it's probably Google, which has capitalism in their best interests. You should understand that, Kent. It's nothing about the truth and has everything to do with obeying the posted goddamned rules.
The truth. Anyway, we're on Facebook and Rumble and let's see, X, whatever that is, our own app. We got to pay for that like tomorrow.
Oh yes, you gotta pay for that tomorrow. You gotta remember, everybody, give Hovind your money so he can pay for his stupid vanity projects, just like his lover boy Donald Trump.
$6,000 if you want to help, please. Today'd be a good time. Costs us $6,000 a year to keep.
Or, people could donate $6,000 to the Yamato fund, which will be reinvested back into the community, because I can't possibly do all kinds of crazy shit with that much money. It would all, funnel its way back in. What do I mean by the community? Local atheist community, local homeless. I don't know. Figure out something.
That app. Okay. Anyway, TikTok and Rumble and all the Instagram. Okay. Just join us. Let's see. March 1st, we're going to talk today about a guy named Balaam in the Bible. The one the eighth.
I prefer Balaam, which was the name of a cat that I liked on Instagram, who I do believe passed away. I'm not entirely sure, but I think so. Maybe not. Maybe I'm getting mixed up with one of the many other cats I followed on Instagram who passed away, but I like Balaam. Hairless, was crazy cat. Love it. Well, it's just like, reminds me of Kiki. Totally doesn't look like Kiki, but has the same kind of meh.
Atheists make fun of. Hey, brother, Serge, come on in. Have a seat, brother. What have you got? Atheists love to make fun of Balaam and the talking donkey.
No, I don't know or give a fuck about Balaam. This is the first time I'm actually ever hearing the character's name in this context. It's just the fact that you have a book that talks about in, like, existing time, as in, I believe, post-Noachian time, a character talking with a literal donkey. That is stupid, Kent. Donkeys don't talk. Okay? Okay.
Talk about.
How about, you always talk about cows. Any farmer will tell you cows produce cows, dogs produce dogs. How about you ask any farmer if they've ever had a donkey talk to them? Notice what they say. No. But you believe it happened thousands of years ago because of God.
That this morning. Atheists, tune in. Focus, Daniel-san. Pay attention, okay?
I know he's quoting or making a parody quote of Karate Kid, but I do consider that some racist bullshit. Also, Kent, at least I'm more. It's amazing that I'm more in touch than you. The current trending phrase is "lock all the way in." All right. So what you want us to do, Kent, is to lock in. All right. So you might want to say that, but that would be very cringe and funny for you to ponder it for 20 minutes instead of just saying it and being like, okay, well, this is how people talk. Let me go with the flow and prove I'm not a complete crusty old dog turd that's turned white in the sunlight. You know why dog turds do that? I don't know. That's not common in some areas. It's because of all the shit that's in the food we feed them. Like, I know that's funny to say, oh, the shit in the food. No, it's like the calcium additives and stuff. That's why dog turds do that. It's like, wow, get the example of how much absolute garbage we feed our pets. Isn't America great?
Now, March. I love March. We made it, okay? Big holiday coming up Tuesday for the Jews. We'll talk about that later on. March winds bring April showers, and April.
Yeah, it's called The Flattening of Tel Aviv by Iran. Coming soon to a country formerly known as Palestine near you. I never had on my life bingo card that I would feel this bad for Iran. But I should have known 20 fucking years ago when I forget who it was, but there was like a big thing, like it was a CNN like tour of Iran, and I didn't know much about Iran beyond what I could catch on like documentaries and stuff. You know, I was late to actually getting like regular access to the internet, so I couldn't research shit that I wanted to. And seeing this, you know, hour-long presentation, including like the U.S. embassy and stuff, and what they had painted on the outside and everything, I was just like, whoa, it's just so weird to see such blatantness of it, you know. And then I'd later, you know, 20 years later, it's like I still never thought I'd be like, oh man, you know, I feel bad for Iran, but here we are. It's like it hit me. If anyone was to ask, you know, are you American? I'd be like, yeah, but I'm the we went to the moon American, not the let's build military bases and blow up everything and everyone we possibly can just because American. I'm not that American. Not that it would matter, but I would hope they wouldn't hate me as an individual.
Showers bring.
I was born here. I didn't have a choice in the matter. And if anyone listening would like to fund the Get the Chris the Hell Out of the Country fund, feel free. Especially if you're some maggot fuckwit who can't comprehend that many of us would leave the country if we fucking could. But then again, we also don't want to leave this place to be completely destroyed by you maggot ass wipes because there's a your ilk aren't going to be here for very long. So you know, but I don't see y'all filling up the filling the coffers with funds to help everybody go on and go to their chosen new homeland.
Mayflowers, and Mayflowers bring pilgrims.
Yep, and then you get your holy wars. Time for some problems there, Kent. God, your grade school jokes are really stupid there, Kent.
I think that's how it works. Okay, let's see. We're at Dinosaur Adventureland, straight north of Pensacola, 70 miles. And that's where God gets the glory for his creation. We're in Genesis Baptist Church, old-fashioned, independent, temperamental, fundamental, right-wing, radical, chicken-eating Baptist church, soul-winning. And we think the Bible is the
Sorry, I'm just now getting on to everybody's comments. I've had to have a couple of monologues as my back is killing me. Yeah, unrelated to the monologues, but I just noticed it really hurts right now. How can these dumb evolutionists believe a whale penis evolved when it's clearly perfect and created by a deity? Good point, Record, Chris.
Inspired, inerrant, scientifically accurate word of the living God. Okay, God made everything in 6 days like he said he did, which means dinosaurs lived with Adam and Eve. They did not live millions of years ago.
Now, it's funny, Kent, that nobody knew dinosaurs existed until the fuckers were actually properly identified in like the 1800s. But of course, you just say they were dragons, and it's like, no, dragons are described differently, where they are described at all. I don't think they're described much in your Bible.
Brother, am I talking to?
Also, I think dragon is probably a Europeanism that was put in and translated from something else that would not quite equate to the 1600s European, especially English concept of the dragon. I could be mistaken, though. I'm no theologian. I spend my time studying more interesting and more pressing matters like Chernobyl.
Fast, I brush my eye teeth and I can see clearly what I'm saying. So, okay. The worldwide flood in Noah's day destroyed the world, created all the layers and fossils in 1 year. There's no geologic
Afghan-Pakistan war? Nope, that's news to me. Didn't have that one on my bingo card either.
Column, guys. How can the top layer of dirt be younger than the next layer? Where is it coming from? They don't get it, Joseph. I love making fun of them. I don't hear too many other creationists doing that.
That's because they're smarter than you, and they know they don't need to pick battles that they can't win. You, however, are so delusional you think you win every time you get your ass handed to you. You somehow seem to think that being made to look like the absolute idiot you are is success.
There is no geologic column. Why are we trying to compromise our Bible with that? Something non-existent. There's layers to the earth, all formed in 1 year. Watch this.
You know, Kent, none of this matters. You go on these tangents for no fucking reason. At least I go off into unique, interesting little quips, usually referencing, you know, current events or something that's, you know, special to me. And, you know, the audience has a little fun moment. Kind of hanging out with the Chris, getting to hear my autistic ramblings. You just take every opportunity you can to be a petty little fuck.
You can watch this thing. Some of you aren't paying attention anyway, so just watch this. Do the whole show. It will make all kinds of layers in a few minutes.
Except they're not layers, it's just a bunch of random sediment, and as I have to constantly tell you, it's an artistic piece depicting depth of like a desert. Okay? Okay, Kent?
We think evolution theory is the dumbest and most dangerous religion in the world. Okay? We'll try to help you get out of that cult if you like. No scientific evidence for it. Prove me wrong. Okay. Our 1/3 scale model Noah's Ark is getting close to being done. Titus, you put about 14 million hours in that thing. Thank you. Are you getting close? Okay. By April 21st? Less than 2 months? Close enough. Okay. We need sheetrockers, landscapers, plumbers.
Oh, the other day you said drywall. Now you need sheetrock again, explicitly. Okay. You gonna pay that surcharge, Kent? You know what? If I ever go to DAL, I'm going to demand the purchase receipts for every last piece of drywall inside that ark, and if I see one bit purchased that is not sheetrock brand drywall gypsum board, I will call you out as a fucking liar.
Come on to help. We need several more wood burning stove or pellet burning stoves or pellet burning furnaces. Our electric bills over this last winter were $4,000 a month average. How'd you like to have a bill like that?
Hey, Kent, contrary to what you think, the wood burning stuff might actually cost you more in the long run. Depends on how cheap you can source wood. And y'all got plenty of wood there. Although I would strongly suggest against chopping down too many more trees in your gravel pit. In fact, you need to be planting more. So I don't know if you have an easy access to supply of wood and stuff for it. But yeah, that's okay. May not actually be such a bad idea the more I think about it, but still.
We'd like to slowly
Also, couldn't you just buy them yourself? Oh, right. Y'all beg for everything.
transition to heat our cabins and buildings with wood by next winter. So if you want to help us get some stoves,
Is just Hovind going off the grid in preparations for his World War III? Yeah.
or you got one laying around, please let us know soon. Okay. Let's see. Come help us.
Yes, you just got a wood stove lying around. Just give it to Hovind, not anyone else that could possibly need it.
Join us for the holidays. We got all kinds of people coming from all over the country. We feed 3,000 meals a month for free. Don't charge anything.
No, you don't, Kent. 3,000 meals a month, no.
So if you're confused about life, you don't know what to do. You got big decisions to make. What do I do? What do I do? Come visit. Stay here a couple days for free. Just go get alone and talk to God. It's a great place to get close to the Lord. I love it. You can stay in one of our cabins for a couple days. After that, we put you to work, and you can hear God's voice up on that sand dune. I love going up there, just sitting by the cross and talking to the Lord.
Yeah, I'm just gonna say it, Kent. You're fucking crazy. Okay? Have an imaginary friend? It's fucking childish. Does the friend talk back to you? Because if so, that's insanity. Now, religion itself is not a mental illness, but I strongly believe that various elements of religiosity are spawned by or are enhanced or otherwise very, very promoted by particular mental illnesses.
You know where you're going? If not, well, ask God. He'll guide you, okay? Maybe you got too much noise around you, too many cell phones and techno stuff to distract you.
Except the Hovind. You always got to watch the Hovind every single night or else.
Get rid of it for a minute. Go talk to God. Okay. Elijah.
And then immediately go back to watching KenHovind.tv.
Still small voice. I love that. Anyway, come visit. Come sit up by the cross on the sand dune and just listen to the Lord. When I consider thy heavens. When I consider. Some of you don't ever consider the heavens. So maybe.
I mean, if you're talking about the sky and stuff, yeah. I mean, I kind of always been a bit obsessed with space and stuff, bruh. You know what we don't find up there? Yeah, your stupid ass God. Wonder why? Probably because the fucker doesn't exist, as I keep telling you.
That's your problem. Is tonight or tomorrow night the big day when all the planets line up? Something coming real soon. Okay. Anyway.
Which random Facebook group did you see that on, Kent? Ah.
What? Last night? Okay. They'll be close again.
Yeah, see, it was something that was completely unimportant because you didn't even know when it was happening and didn't even know it had already happened. Wow, Kent. It's almost as if it doesn't fucking matter, but you bring it up like it does. Oh. Objects rotating a central point at different velocities will eventually line up. Ah, probability happens again.
So come visit the property. Let's see, right here. Our secretary, Bobby, claims that since Joy right here is going to have a baby, she won't be able to be secretary.
This is exactly where I tuned in, or when I did pop it in while it was live, so I'd caught it just fresh going.
Bobby claims she needs an assistant.
No, Bobby does need a secretary, especially now that you've articulated that since the other secretary is about to bust. I mean, he said she's like 3 or 4 months away, but still, she's at the last stages where that baby kind of starts taking over ability to do any goddamn thing if it didn't already. Yeah, it would kind of make sense that Bobby would be a bit overwhelmed because now she's having to do more of the work that her coworker was doing in conjunction with your supposedly increasing secretarial needs. There's no claim of being overworked or claiming, okay, I think you said claim she's overworked, which again, that's some serious gaslighting, abusive bullshit. But claim she needs an assistant. No, she does need an assistant, Kent. She'd understand how workforces, like the way delegation of work works. All right.
Just said, quit sleeping and work 24/7 like I do.
Yes, from the guy who has a hot tub, from the guy who worked 24/7. Why couldn't you gotten Balam done sooner? What were you doing the rest of last week, dude? Work 24/7, my fucking ass.
She didn't like that idea, Joseph. Okay.
Anyway, I've been making the same joke for 3 weeks now.
Call her if you'd like to come be her assistant secretary in a mind-changing, ministry-changing life. Assistant in a ministry changing life. I can't read my own writing. Worldwide. So call her 855 Big Dino extension 2. I'd like to help in the ministry there. Okay, but Meister, you got some great help. You've been in the ministry 60 years, 65.
Hey Kent, I'll help, but it's going to require a decent bit of pay, and I don't need you breathing over my shoulder. All right, but I'll help. I'll do everything you possibly need from right here.
Long time. Yeah. Now, do you remember Noah getting off the ark?
And yeah, Mapleson, I'd done that math previously as well, that 3,000 meals a month is 33 meals a day. Seems kind of sus.
After that. You helped him build it, okay? It is some of his wisdom. If you haven't heard his messages on our channels, please do. We need lots of stuffed animals.
He's batshit crazier than you, and that's saying a lot.
For Noah's Ark. Amber, do you have a list of animals we don't have? You do. So call 855 Big Dino.
Do you have chlamydia? How about AIDS? Chris, AIDS isn't an animal. I don't care. Did they make these little plushies of various like diseases? I mean, come on. Who doesn't want a chlamydia and gonorrhea plushie, right? HIV is so cute. Humans have a lot of strange coping mechanisms for the terrors of reality. It's like when it's someone who draws a black hole and it's got a little smiley face on it. And it's like, this is a gravitational anomaly beyond all measure. Getting too close to it would shred you and you wouldn't even realize it until it's too late. But it's smiling.
Extension 1 or 2, talk to the secretaries, get the list from Amber. She's doing a great job organizing the rooms in there.
I will love, I legit hope they do a tour video so we can see all the animals they don't have. Like, we should make a list of everything. Well, just do a compliance check. Let's see. I don't see leopards. I don't see dragonfly. I don't see. What else? There's no giant squid. Where's your giant squid? Oh, right, ocean. I don't see whales. They have nostrils, Kent. Why didn't they drown it in the flood?
By the way, Noah's Ark had rooms, not cages. Read the King James Bible. Okay. So plan to visit for our 10th anniversary, April 21st. We are still not getting any help on those wanting to help us blacktop around there. It's going to cost a bunch of money, but
give us more money. Give us $6,000 for KentHovind.tv. Give us $133,000 to blacktop our fucking gravel pit. Hey, Kent, you're in a gravel pit. Why don't you just use gravel? I mean, come on, dude.
Just drive in the mud if we have to. But if you want to help with that, we're raising funds for Noah's Blacktop.
Then once again, quit bitching about also Noah's Blacktop. I don't remember that in the Bible.
Noah's Ark Blacktop. Call 855 Big Dino extension 2. Say, Bobby, I want to help. we can shave off a few corners and get it down to $100,000. That's the best we can do so far. Let's see, right here. Okay. Help us stay open for free. We've been open free 10 years.
No, Bobby's not pregnant. The other secretary is pregnant. He has two of them because apparently Kent Hovind needs two secretaries. I'm pretty sure if he had any skills in communicating with anybody, he could handle his own secretarial work.
Dinosaur Adventureland, here, Lenox, Alabama. Almost 10 years. Please pray for us, help us. We want to win souls. All right, let's see. We're going to go to slide number 1662 and talk about a guy named Balaam. Who's he? He's the guy with the talking donkey. How many have heard about that story before? The atheists love to make fun of it.
Yes, Kent, because it's stupid.
Let's talk about this guy this morning. As the children
Yes, please do.
of Israel were following Moses out of Egypt, they wandered around for 40 years, because real men don't ask directions. And so they wandered around for 40 years.
Except, Kent, when people bring up them wandering around for 40 years and only taking like a week to walk from point A to point B, you stress that no, and this is accurate to the story as far as I understand it, that they made it to outside of a particular location and then basically camped for the remaining 39 years and it's 11 months and some change, 11.942 months or whatever. And after having, the giant Iajanthia rock either follow them around or leave a perpetual 40-year-long just river of constantly flowing water in the millions upon millions of gallons every single day range that left no marks on the desert. Weird. Yeah. I just have to question, why are you now suddenly being like, oh yeah, they wandered for 40 years because men don't ask directions. I'm going to throw in a stupid joke and make a statement that's totally against what my theology actually says and what I've said because I'm Kent Hovind and I can't be internally consistent at all.
Years trying to get to the promised land. And some of the neighbors.
Kent, you're not that funny. God damn, dude. Just coming back from that with as tired as I'm feeling right now, and just coming back to you laughing like that is pathetic, dude.
Got worried about 2 million people wandering around their property. Said, what's going on here? Who are these people? They'd been slaves in Egypt for 40 years, or for a long time, 200 and some years. And Moses led them out, followed the cloud, followed the pillar of fire and all that stuff. And Moses leads them right up to the city of Jericho. And then Moses dies and Joshua takes over. Joshua fought the battle of Jericho. Okay. So the neighbor.
Only thing I know is that there was some NES Bible game that I think was a copy of Crystal Mines, made by the same people, Wisdom Tree, who were previously some other company. I forget the name. But yeah, when you go and you play the game, it says, "Be courageous, Joshua," and that's all I know. Also, I forgot to mention those Wisdom Tree games, the NES Bible games that are relatively famous. Many of you know they came in, they're known for being in like a baby blue cartridge. But all the ones I have are actually in black cartridges, indicating that the manufacturer / the supply they built from were the previous company's cases, like the still leftovers production from that before they had switched production to the blue ones for the Wisdom Tree branding. Was it Color Dreams? Is that it? I think so. So that's just a funny thing I've noticed is that all the Bible games I've happened to have gotten locally are, I believe, all in black cartridges. So, yeah.
Are worried about having 2 million people wandering around their neighborhood. They're coming north out of the desert in Sinai Peninsula and going to cross over into the city of Jericho eventually, but we're not quite there yet. Meanwhile, they got to go through the land of the Moabites. Now, in case you don't remember, Abraham had a nephew named Lot.
And yeah, it was Color Dreams became Wisdom Tree.
God called Abraham. He said, Abraham, leave.
And there we go. He's got to bring the Lot story into this again. So all he's doing is spending his time dicking around talking about motherfucking Abraham again and Lot and pillar of salt and let's molest our daddy and all kinds of other shit because this is the Bible and this is the stuff Kent gets off on. Apparently he loves the idea of women being turned into pillars of salt.
Leave your country, leave your family, come over here to the promised land. Abraham didn't quite obey. He brought his nephew Lot. How many of you you knew God wanted you to do something, but you didn't quite do it all? You know what I'm talking about? You did part of it, okay? Lot came along with him, And Lot ended up ruining his life and ruining his wife, turned into a pillar of salt, and his two daughters got their dad drunk and impregnated themselves with their dad and had two kids named Moabites and Ammonites, came from Lot's incest
The kids were named Moabites and Ammonites? Really, Kent?
with his daughters. So they're going through the land of Moab.
Yeah, maybe you shouldn't do incest. Maybe you shouldn't approve of incest, Kent. Oh, look. Kent making a stupid face. There's my thumbnail.
Here's the story. Okay. The creation of the world was about 6,000 years ago. God made a big flood for the world 4,400 years ago, 2400 BC. Moses leads the people out of Egypt toward the promised land right around 3,400 years ago. Okay. Here we have the life of Abraham. The flood was about here, and then Moses, Aaron, and Miriam are in Egypt, as Miriam's their sister.
DAL, dipshit assimilation land. Harvard.
And God leads, through a bunch of miracles, he leads them out of Egypt. So there are 66 books in the Bible, 39 in the Old Testament, 27 in the New Testament, 3 times
And they all suck.
9 is 27. The first 5 books of the Old Testament are called the books of the law. The next
Oh, cool. Our friend Maria has the chlamydia, syphilis, herpes, and gonorrhea plushies. Cool.
12 books are called the books of history. They tell the history of this land of Israel, what's going on. Today we're going to be talking about a story from the book of Numbers. Genesis, Exodus, Leviticus, Numbers, Deuteronomy. So if you want to go to Numbers, chapter 22.
And lo, the lazy fucks just bummed around town for 40 fucking years, leeching off the handouts of the native citizens. They just threw a cow over the wall. Get it?
You can follow along. The children of Israel set forward.
How many slaves did Egypt have according to Hovind? I think he says the 2 million line. I think that's his number.
And pitched in the plains of Moab on this side Jordan by Jericho. And Balak,
We are Hovind of the Borg to foot massage and prepare for assimilation. Hovind.
the son of Zippor, saw all that Israel had done to the Amorites, because the Amorites tried to stop them and Israel wiped them out. They said, we don't want that to happen to us. And Moab was sore afraid of the people because they were many. And Moab was distressed because of the children of Israel. And Moab said to the elders of Midian, now shall this company lick up...
Yeah, another fine point. Oh, when someone spends so much time in the Old Testament, just outs them as a sadist. And again, the fact that he avoided Isaiah like he did, yeah.
all that are round about us as the ox licketh up the grass of the field. And Balak, the son of Zippor, was king of the Moabites. So the king of this country, Moab, says, we got a problem, we got to fix this. He sent messengers, therefore, unto Balaam, the son of Beor, to Pethor.
Nah, nothing about Hovind is useful. Just dispose of all of it in the incinerator. No, they don't have to breathe in the vapors.
The name of the city, which is by the river of the land of the children of his people. Here's Pethor, way up here in Syria today. They know where the city is. He's going to send his messengers 340 miles away by camel, I'm assuming. They figure, take about a long time, okay, about 40 days just to get there each way. He sent an envoy of diplomats 340 miles to get Balaam from Pethor.
No, assimilation, or assimilation. No, that's Chipotle. Assimilation would be the running of Super Mario World 2 on my first laptop computer that was a business surplus. I think that thing was like a goddamn 486 or something, upgraded to Windows 95 from Windows 3.1 because it still had fully populated Progman on it. Oh my god, it ran at like 5 frames a second, and I still was trying to keyboard only play that damn game. My first experiences with emulation, though. A friend was trying to hook me up.
It's sad he didn't have anybody in his own country who could talk to God. That's about 50-day trip each way, 40, 50 days. Now, this guy hated the Jews, and he did not even know them. All he knew was, I don't like them. How many of you have ever had somebody
Kent Hovind hates everyone who isn't Kent Hovind, and he doesn't even know them.
not like you, and they don't even know you? Ever had that before?
I think I know you very well, Kent. You tend to spill the beans on everything in your life. I know you as well as I need to.
That's a weird feeling, isn't it? We get that around here once in a while. New guy moved into Lenox, Alabama.
You mean all the time?
Yeah, I don't like him. Have you ever talked to him? No. You ever been there? No. I don't like him. it's insane.
Kent, is as if people can't put things together based on the experiences of others, since we are a social species, combined with the very nature of your little dino cult compound. And them knowing that you're on the grand scale a religious nut job that's probably a little too right wing and too up Jesus's ass even for them, because most Christians are pretty goddamn moderate, even if they're heavily into this stuff. They're still quite moderate in their religious fervor and literal interpretations compared to idiots like you. Okay.
There's a lady up at one of the gas stations here. I said, would you come visit Dinosaur Adventureland? She said, no, I've heard bad things about that place. I said, well, have you checked them out? No. Would you like to come visit? No. Would you come if I gave you $100? No. Every time I go in there, I raise it $5. I'm up to $180 now. Man, would you come for $180? No. So next time I go, I'll
Hey, One Vision's in the chat. What's up?
get gas and say, how about 185? It's bizarre, okay? It's mind-boggling.
Hey, Kent, pay for me to get a ride down there and back. I'll come visit. Seriously, do it. I'll visit. I'll document it. I'll talk tech with Joseph. I'll take the real tour. Yeah.
Somebody came by a couple weeks ago, or a week ago now, and cut a big hole out of our sign at the end of the road right here. Take a look at it. This is the 5th time we've had our ministry signs vandalized.
I feel like they would have done more if they really wanted to destroy it. Something just tells me something else happened. It got something hit it. Strong winds would have ripped a section out that was based on an area already damaged by something flying off the road or something. That just looks pathetic for someone to do as vandalism, Kent. You think they would have gotten rid of the Dr. Dino stuff, or ripped the whole thing down.
Some irrational hatred going.
And I'm gonna be real. I'm not explicitly condoning at all anyone do that stuff. I'm not necessarily said to anyone should do it. I just want to stress that don't go vandalizing shit. But I mean, if someone was gonna do it, they could have done a better job. And if this is the 5th time that's happened, Kent, I think it's something natural going on, that something is regularly hitting it, tearing it in a way that you guys aren't going to notice, because you can't possibly go and just every day, let's just check the Pearl Lane facing side of the sign, because that's the road Cindy used to live on, and that's Pearl Lane. I know the sign he's talking about, its location. And yeah, he, it's like, we're not going to go check this every single day, because that'd be crazy to do, seriously. So it has to be something hitting it. That's the only thing that makes sense.
Going around from folks about our ministry. They all they know is slander they've heard about us. This is the problem the children of Israel had with the stupid king of Moab. He didn't know him, never
And there we go. Dinosaur Adventureland is just like the children of Israel.
talked to him, but he didn't like him. It's still got the big hole in it. How much is it to fix that, Justin? Did you say? $400. 5th time.
Yes, that belch was intentional. And yeah, there's my friends. That's fucking wind damage. Thank you. I'm glad you guys and I are thinking along the same lines. I say there's my friends like it is in Otaku. I could have said the name. Also, Otaku is one person and not many, but I know all of you feel the same way because you're all fucking smart. Also, anyone else notice that it looks kind of like looks like Michigan? Yeah? Or Wisconsin, one, minus the Upper Peninsula for Michigan, or possibly Wisconsin, one of the two.
You got to be really brave to attack a sign in the middle of the night.
I still can't believe I've been to Wisconsin, that I went to Milwaukee, and I have video proof of me and photographic proof of me being at the location where Jeffrey Dahmer's apartments were. I've been to where the Oxfords were. It's stone right there. Pavement. Well, a piece of sidewalk stone from the property. From right in front. It's just weird thinking about the places I've been. It's not like I've traveled often, but that's what makes it weird. It's like I don't travel often. So when I get to go to places, it's so special to me.
It can't defend itself. This guy who used to love
And as everyone should note, oh my God, is he about to go shit on Mark Stone? Good God, Kent, leave Mark Stoney alone. He hadn't said shit about you in years. You just, whatever, you're ruining your own case, so keep on talking shit about a guy who just wants to live his own life. Keep on doing that, Kent. Stay strong, Mark Stoney. If you ever catch wind of this, I've got your back however I can, man. The atheist community likes you. It's funny. Uh, what was I gonna say? I don't even know what I was gonna say. What did he just say a second ago?
this guy who used to love and support our ministry. Now
It doesn't matter.
lives in the little town of Creston, Washington, has spent years making up wild stories and lies, had a whole website or YouTube channel telling stories about us. Unbelievable stuff. This is a pedophile ring. They got skeletons out there. They kill people. They're plastic. We bought them in the line, you know. Anyway, they don't know about the thou shalt not, don't bear false witness first. You can read all that for yourself. Anyway, this king sent messengers to Balaam, the son of Beor, to Pethor, which is by the river of the land of the children of Israel, saying, behold, there's a people come out of Egypt. Behold, they cover the face of the earth, and they abide over against us.
Well, the trick is to take beautiful photos that actually show the reality, that capture it in its essence. Those are my favorites that are just the raw photos of reality, raw stock footage clips. It's like, y'all know what some of the oldest high definition footage is? That's proper 1080 resolution, or at least up to 720, could maybe full 1080. I forget what the exact resolution actually is for the original Masters recordings, but they're from 1993 and they're of New York City, including the World Trade Center, aerial flights around it. And it's funny watching it because it's like super high quality, video, but it's from fucking 93, so it reeks of that kind of style that obviously me growing up in the 90s makes me very fond of. But it's, actual video and not like film. Because, you can pull more information out of film up to the point of the grain, but, digital recordings, not so much. Yeah, but I was just bringing that up because those are in the moment, like, just capture a crowd walking. And I love that kind of footage because it just captures life. I don't know. I'm just rambling today. I'm very tired.
Come now, therefore, I pray thee, curse me this people, for they are too mighty for me. Peradventure I shall prevail, that we may smite them, and that I may drive them out of the land. For I wot not that he whom thou blessed is blessed, and he whom thou cursed is cursed. I'll talk about what this word what means.
Yeah, Otaku adds in, last week saw the Tractor Supply Company sign in his town has similar damage. It's because the signs are basically tarps. Yeah, they're just basically painted tarpaulins. Wind gets to them, that's it.
Just a minute, W-O-T, Old English word. Here's this king said, I've heard.
It's not Old English. I know the meme. What? The old lady died? Yeah, going, what?
That God listens to you. If you bless somebody, God blesses them. If you curse them, God curses them. Ah.
Which is funny that y'all have such an objection to the phrase "God damn it" when it was literally a quest for your deity to condemn something. It's funny that y'all get so pissed about that. I've never understood the objection to the phrase "God damn it," because it's the opposite of "God bless it," which is ironically used as a profanity to not say "God damn it," because for some reason asking the deity to bless something is fine, but hoping the deity will condemn something is not fine, even though that is your desire constantly. With this smite our enemies bullshit that's all through the Bible and the way you guys talk when you're prayer warrior bullshit.
Who is this Balaam? Well, he was known as a man who could get guidance from the Lord.
Who is this Kent Hovind? Well, he's a tax fraud piece of shit who enables pedophiles at his cult compound in Dinosaur Adventureland, Lenox, Alabama.
People 340 miles away.
Call 855 Big Pedo. Wait, no, that gets you Donald Trump.
Knew this guy. They knew about this guy. He gets answers from God. When people think about you, do they think that you're close to the Lord or far from the Lord? I don't know. Okay. He was not Jewish.
Yeah, Kent never gives up. This man has been on his shit the entire time since he got out of prison. He went right back to it. It's insane. A lot of people thought that Kent had just given up, and nope, he went straight back to it.
Heathen, a prophet, okay? People in his day were willing to spend a lot of money to hear what God would say. People today won't spend a dime to hear what God wants them to know, okay? God has been working all through history with different nations. It's not just the Jews.
Yeah,
Is this book in here? You girls know my library.
good God, come on, YouTube work. Yeah, Mapleson brings up a good point. He didn't address the pedo bit when he was talking about Mark Stoney.
Pretty well. This book, Eternity in Their Hearts, it's in here somewhere, by Don Richardson. Excellent book. He's the guy that wrote this. You got it?
And yes, HDTV was purely analog when it started in Japan, and there was a Muse High Vision is a Laserdisc format that is HD. Remember, Laserdisc is an analog video signal, a composite video signal, and through through compression, it had to be converted from 4:3 to 16:9, so it was squished. They did have high definition films on Laserdisc, which is absolutely fucking amazing. And let's not forget how much I do genuinely love Laserdisc.
It's over here. Can you grab it, somebody? If you can find it. I've only got 4,000 books in here. Don Richardson was missionary, and he...
What would wish? There. English lesson. Thank you, Laura. Remember, the most biblically literate person in all of our encounters so far seems to be Laura, far more than Kent. But of course, I think most of us are more biblically literate than Kent in one way or another. But Laura she's very, very special in our group. That's her expertise. That and Lego, and just being a fun person all around, but everyone wins that.
He wrote the book Peace Child, excellent book, and also this one. It got him thinking, man, I wonder if there's a key in every culture about this. Even people that aren't Jewish, okay? See if it's no big deal. If you can't find it, there's a picture of it there. But okay. The Bible is mostly about God working with
prayer. God has a plan, but if you beg nice enough, he might change it, which means his plan actually included what you wanted, which means your prayer was worthless because it would happen that way anyway.
Jews. Okay, that's mostly what it's about. But Balaam is an example of a non-Jewish prophet. He could hear from God.
And Balaam being a cognate to Baal. God. Baal. There we go. I couldn't make myself say it properly.
God. Get a response. What? This word what, archaic Old English word, used in older Bible versions, particularly the King.
And Laura adds in more points of wisdom. Moses wasn't Jewish either, idiot. Moses was a Hebrew. They weren't called Jews then.
James.
But it's the same people, Hovind.
It means to know, to be aware. So the king said, I want that you can hear from God. I know that you can hear from God. We don't use that word. There's about 20 words in the King James Bible that we don't use anymore. Rather than throw your King James away and get a new...
Can't help but notice that he it doesn't read, it derives from English witten, related to the German wissen, and Dutch weten, all conveying the idea of knowledge or understanding. He doesn't want to read that because that involves him making sounds that aren't American.
Version. Just learn those 20 words. It's not that complicated, okay?
Yeah, how about you learn biblical characters' names that are shared between all kinds of versions, Kent? Or if you can't understand the name, just call him Bob or Joe. It doesn't matter.
I want not. The idea of knowledge or understanding. The word want is used in the Bible 10 times. I want that he whom thou blessed is blessed and whom thou cursed is cursed. It's really that simple, okay? What? So who's this guy Balaam? Well, Balaam's mentioned 53 times in the book of Numbers.
Balaam's mentioned 53.
Mentioned a whole 63 times in the Bible. He's mentioned all through the Bible. He's a pretty important character, this Balaam guy. He's a guy who is a prophet who can talk to God and get answers, and he's not even Jewish. Oh, anyway, the elders of Moab and the elders of Midian departed with the rewards of divination. They brought a pile of money to give this guy. Divination in the Bible. You found it? Look at that. Almost worth a raise.
Wow, Kent can pronounce the letter T.
Judy, not quite, okay? How many think we should double Judy's salary for this? Since she gets nothing, so let's see.
What a prick.
Eternity in Their Hearts talks about different culture. It's a fabulous reading. Don Richardson, let's see. find it.
What if the cough is God just trying to smite Hovind, but he's so weak at this stage because we've all been roasting into God's ass that he can't manage to smite Hovind for us, and he's like, I'm trying to help you guys, but you keep talking shit, it limits my power.
Amazon. Okay. So they had rewards. They're going to pay this guy a lot of money to come tell their king. He wants the king wants this guy to come down and curse these people in his land. This is a bizarre story. And he said to them, Balaam said to these ambassadors, lodge here this night, get a motel, and I will bring you word again. As
Zoomy, now that you bring that up, I do remember that.
The Lord shall speak to me. And the princes of Moab abode with Balaam. They just traveled, 340 miles by camel. They must have really wanted to talk to the guy, and they're going to stay a day. And God came unto Balaam and said, what men are these with thee? Balaam, do you know who came to visit you? Balaam said to God, Balak, the son of Zippor, king of Moab, sent to me, saying, behold, there's a people come out of Egypt, which covereth the face of the earth. Come now, curse me them. Peradventure I shall be able to overcome them and drive them out. And God said to Balaam, thou shalt not go with them. Thou shalt not curse the people, for they are blessed. Balaam, is God's instruction pretty clear? What did he tell you to do? Don't go. How many of you have children and you've told them something, somewhere along the line, you told them what not to do and they did it anyway?
Hey, Kent, the government tells you things not to do and you did those anyway, and they tell you things to do that you didn't do. See, that's a crime by omission, not by commission. See? Suddenly I'm a gangster, see?
Yeah. How many of you you knew full well God didn't want you to do something, but you did it anyway? Okay, never mind. Okay, what do we know about this guy? He told the ambassadors that he must pray about their request. That's good thinking. God said, no, don't go with them. Don't curse my people.
And yeah, it's obvious that Yahweh was a God of and for the Hebrews. Yeah, absolute racist bullshit. The Christian God is extremely racist. And what's interesting about that is that there's the Christian implication thrown in, but it's like, but hang on, that's still, this God only really gives a damn about the Jews. So you just changing stuff now? Okay. And then Islam comes and does it again. And every single, that's what's funny. They claim that it's a matter of, the next version of this deity is it loves everybody. But no, it's always that specific group. You have to be in that in crowd. Funny how that works.
It could not be more clear. And Balaam rose up in the morning and said to the princes of Balak, get you into your land, for the Lord refuseth to give me leave to go with you. God said, don't go. Good job, Balaam. Okay. And the princes of Moab rose up and went to Balak. Now, to us, it looks like just a couple words in a sentence. They rose up, they went to Balak. They traveled through it. This is probably a 50-day journey to get home. And they said, Balaam refuseth to come with us.
I do wish, one, that Kunt Koresh on here would actually debate the Bible, and two, that more people well-versed in this subject did have the opportunity, the willingness to go against Kent, because it would be just incredible to watch a true theologian just slaughter Hovind on every single one of his stupid points. But it'll never happen, because Kent will never defend the Bible.
And Balak sent yet again princes, more and more honorable. Oh, instead of the city mayor, he sent the vice president, ambassador, the guys with the big suits and all that wide tie. More honorable. They came to Balaam and said, thus saith Balak to the son of Zippor, let nothing, I pray thee, hinder thee from coming to me. I will promote thee into very great honor. What are they offering? Last time they had a pile of money, rewards, divination. Now they said, we'll give you, an office in I don't know, a bigger office, something, with a faster computer, or I don't know what they had back then. Okay.
God, that was stupid, Kent.
I will promote thee to very great honor, and I will do whatsoever thou sayest unto me. Come, therefore, I pray thee, curse me this people. This is probably several months later, right? And Balaam answered and said unto the servants of Balak, if Balak would give me his house full of silver and gold, I cannot go beyond the word of the Lord my God to do less or more. Yay. Good job, Balaam. You already know a couple of months ago God said no. So here they are again. Please come. He said no. Okay. Now therefore,
there's Kent telling everyone to come again.
I pray you, tarry ye also here this night, that I may know what the Lord will say to me more. This is Balaam's first major mistake. God's already told him no. He said, well, why don't you guys spend the night? I'll pray about this one more time. This is the beginning of the end for Balaam right there. And some of you, you got things in your life you know God has already said no, and you keep asking. How many have had kids? You told them no one time, but they keep asking and asking and asking and asking, begging, come on, Dad, come on, Dad.
Yes, because humans eventually give under pressure, and we understand that negotiation tactic very early on, because that's a very primitive technique that apparently would have been developed far beyond the origins of Homo sapiens, to constantly pester the other until they eventually give in.
And God came to Balaam that night and said, if the men come to call thee, rise up and go with them. But yet the word that I shall say unto thee, that shalt thou do. And Balaam rose in the morning and saddled his ass and went with the princes of Moab.
Saddled his ass.
No. Numbers 22:20 does not show God changed his mind. The paradigm shift from God's initial prohibition, don't do it, to allowing him to go, reflects a distinction between God's moral will and his permissive will. Here's what I want you to do, but I will permit you to do this. This is
okay.
Not a contradiction. God's moral will remained unchanged. He consistently opposed cursing Israel because they were already blessed. God's permissive will allowed Balaam to go, but only under strict conditions. Balaam could only speak what God commanded. This permission was not approval of Balaam.
That's the problem. Yeah, One Vision. Even watching somebody rip into Kent, he's just so frustrating to listen to. Like, it's weird in the moment when I'm doing my videos, how I'll kind of tear in. Won't be so bad, but man, watching anyone else rip into Hovind is absolutely painful to hear this man speak.
Greed or intentions, but a test of his heart. So Balaam rose in the morning and saddled his ass and went with the princes of Moab. Now, in Old English,
fine point there from Lizanne 1980. Balaam's donkey story shows that animals have thoughts and feelings, but Hovind is horrible to animals. In all his lectures, he jokes about hurting them. Very true. Oh, the kids got married off and the dog died. Praise God. It's almost a dog. Hey, if you don't pick up these cats, we'll give them to the Chinese restaurant. All kinds of shit. It's horrible.
The word ass means a donkey. Referred to the same domesticated animal, equus asinus. Older term derived from the Latin asinus or donkey, common in the English around 18th century. Now, today there are men of perverse minds. You can't use that word talking about a donkey, or they'll think, oh, wow, he's cursing or swearing. Because there are
No, that would be you guys who get mad at every single word. Oh, he's using profanities.
Men of corrupt minds. Anybody met any of them?
Yeah, we're watching one on YouTube right now. His name is Kent Hovind, and he loves to talk about whale penises.
Debated quite a few of them. Watch my debates, okay. They have forsaken the right way and gone astray, following the way of Balaam, the son of Bosor, who loved the wages of unrighteousness. They forsook the right way. They followed Balaam. Balaam was a good example of being bought off. How many politicians do we have doing that, I wonder?
Oh, no, man. I mean, how much tax money is going to Israel right now because Mr. Netanyahu begs really, 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 really hard for Daddy Trump to give them all to Mitchell so they can start picking fights with everybody, then claim they're the fucking victims. By the way, did y'all see that Netanyahu left Israel? And guess where he fucking went for safety? Berlin, Germany. Just let that sink in, all right? The president of Israel, the nation that hides behind Jewish identity as an armor to commit all the crimes they want of, ironically, genocide against others, primarily Palestinians, the native population there, has decided that the safest place to be after teaming up with the US to start bullshit with Iran is not in Israel, but to go to Berlin, Germany, the capital city of a nation that 80 to 90 years ago was trying to annihilate that ethnic background. That was the impetus to finally make the long planned creation of Israel because of biblical bullshit a reality. It's absolutely pure poetic irony that that would be the place. And boo to Germany for allowing him to come there. Boo to any European nation for giving safety to Netanyahu. Iran won't attack Germany. Chicken shit. Netanyahu is absolute chicken shit. Let me stress again that it's well known that I absolutely love the Jewish diaspora, that ethnic background. I may not agree with the religious precepts at all, but I like the people. I genuinely do. And the cultural elements are really charming. Most of them. Some of them, like circumcision and stuff that tie into the religious heritage. And I don't hate Israelis, but I do despise the government in the same way I despise my own government currently, up to the extent that I need to. But I just thought that was fucking hilarious. That I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go to Germany for protection. I've been committing a genocide. Let me go to Germany because I'm too scared of Iran. Attacking poor Israel. It's fucking amazing.
Ooh, Judgment Day is going to be interesting, isn't it? Yeah. Okay. He was rebuked for his iniquity. The dumb ass speaking with man's voice forbade the madness of the prophet. This is from 2 Peter chapter 2. Anyway, God's anger was kindled because he went. Balaam came second time, said, Lord, can I go? God said, okay, you can go. And then God got mad at him for going because he wasn't supposed to do this. The angel of the Lord stood in the way for an adversary against him. He was riding upon his ass and his two servants with him. The ass saw the angel.
And yet, seriously, Germany should hand Netanyahu over him. And it's like, hi, welcome to Berlin. Papers, please. All right, come with us. United Nations, we got him. And yes, I know my German sounded a little French there as well. I've kind of blended it together because I'm trying to go for the high-class Nazi-esque German parody character. And yeah, so I don't know. I just kind of developed a different accent there, which actually wouldn't be too foreign. I know that's an accent that I actually have heard from some Germans speaking English in media. So yeah.
The Lord standing in the way with the sword drawn in his hand, and the ass turned aside out of the way and went into the field. And Balaam smote the ass to turn her into the way. Sometimes animals have more sense than people.
You think, Kent? Notice that DAL is a bit of a ghost town when you're around there.
They know to look to God to praise him. Got more?
No. See, I've owned rats. And rats most definitely believe I am a deity. And I do not wish to crush their little minds by letting them know that I am not truly an immortal. I am one with them. I just get many more years than they do. I'm not going to crush their little spirits, for they are happy to see me and enjoy cuddle time and getting scritches and having the opportunity to boggle like mad. So the animals treat me as a god, at least the rodential kinds. But then that comes to the cats, where they are the gods and I'm just their little doo-doo cleanup slaves. And one of the cats pissed on a bunch of my shit. That sucks. I'm going to have stinky ass books for a while, apparently. Hopefully I'll be able to resolve that. Any case, so it's interesting that the pecking order for me in animal relations goes rat, human, cat. And dogs are just buddy system, it's like, what up? Dogs get their own little special niche. I mean, all the animals do, but never seen an animal other than one particular variety of psychotic ape who happens to be exposed to this crap look to a god. The rats may think of me in an analogous way to how you would look at a deity, but they don't have a comprehension of deism. They're rats. Their main focus is, where's some Cheerios? Can I chew on this? Got to build a nest. Got to get paper. Got to burrow myself. Hang out in this hammock. I love the hammock. Now I destroy the hammock. Daddy, buy me a new hammock. Fuck no, I miss rats. I need to get some more.
Sense than some people do. Praise the Lord from the earth, ye dragons. The dragons can praise, yeah. Fire, hail, snow, vapor, stormy wind.
Yeah, I know I was pronouncing Netanyahu. I was pronouncing it weird. I got a bit of sinus congestion. I don't feel like fully enunciating things.
Filling his word. Beasts, all the cattle, let them praise the name of the Lord, for his name alone is excellent. The beasts of the field shall honor me, the dragons and the owls. Isaiah 40. Anyway, 35 verses about animals praising God in the Bible. There's 50 verses about animals praising God. Anyway, ask the beasts, and they shall teach thee. The fowls of the air, they shall tell thee. Speak to the earth, and it shall teach thee. The fish of the sea. Who knoweth?
I mean, are there fish of the land, Kent? Depends on how you define the mud skipper.
Not all these are in the hand of the Lord hath wrought this. Anyway, back to Numbers. The angel of the Lord went further.
Yeah, that's it exactly. Dogs have owners, cats have staff. And the cats choose you. That's what I love, is like they just like choose you. Like, remember, Kit decided to come over here. She stayed around for as long as she needed to, then left February 2025, ran on out, and who knows what that cat's doing or how many more kittens she's had since then. But she made sure to leave the cats that would become Alucard and Cormier here, thus ensuring I have even more responsibilities. I was chosen.
And stood in a narrow place where there was no way to turn either to the right or to the left.
Narrow place? Is that anywhere near a summer place?
When the ass saw the angel of the Lord, she fell down under Balaam. And Balaam's anger was kindled, and he smote the ass with his staff. And the Lord opened the mouth of the ass and said to Balaam, what have I done to thee, that thou hast smitten me these 3
Yeah, animals have to kind of be tripped out a bit by the lights just going on and off all the time.
times? This is where the atheists go berserk. The donkey's talking to Balaam. Yep.
Yes, that is stupid.
That's what it says. Couldn't be more clear. Now, the Balaam couldn't see the angel standing in front of him, but his donkey could.
Talking about the marking, I don't think the cats understood that the particular box in question was my stuff. It was just present, and apparently some stuff got on there. That's the best I can say it.
Miraculous event serves as a
That being said, Alucard does need to be fixed sooner than later, but there's been problems.
humbling lesson for Balaam. Though he prides himself being a spiritual, prophet, his insight, the donkey, unlike him, can see the divine presence. Balaam is then rebuked by the angel and instructed to speak only the words God gives him. Instead of cursing Israel, Balaam ends up blessing them. Many religious traditions, including Jewish teachings, believe the donkey truly spoke. I do too. Okay?
And that is stupid, Kent.
Balaam said to the ass, because thou hast mocked me. Because the ass just said, why are you hitting me? Because you mocked me. I wish there was a sword in my hand, I would kill you. And the ass said to Balaam, am not I thine ass which thou hast ridden ever since I was thine unto this day? Was I ever wont to do so unto thee? He said, nay. There's hundreds of videos on internet. If you go to YouTube or something.
Really, Kent? There's hundreds of videos on internet? How many of your videos are on internet? Do you have a web page on the World Wide Web of the internet, as I do? Remember when just having a single web page of your own was just incredible? Now everyone's got fucking social media profiles and shit, and it's just like, what the hell happened to the internet, man? Alright, capitalism.
God's story about Balaam. Balaam talking donkey. There's hundreds of short videos, long videos you can watch on this topic. Let's see. Do atheists mock the talking donkey story? I just typed it in, Googled it.
Yes, and you get your AI
atheists,
and you get your AI response. Good puppet overlord.
often reference the talking donkey story from Numbers 22 as an example to challenge the Bible's credibility, portraying it as a
To challenge the Bible's credibility, shakes head.
fantastical and absurd claim.
Wait, testicle claims? What?
Portraying it as a fantastical and
Oh, okay, he said fantastical. Thought he said testicle.
absurd claim. This reference is frequently used in debates and online discussions to question historical accuracy. Joseph, you've watched and recorded many of my debates. How many times have the atheists brought this story up? Say, you believe the Bible, you believe that old ancient book where a donkey could talk. It's common, isn't it? Very common.
Kent, I think I may have heard like 2 people bring that up when debating you. Put that in air quote.
Watch some of my debates. Now, I've never met Cliff. How do you pronounce his last name? Connect? Connectle? Connect the dots? Connecty? Whatever, okay. I don't know.
Cliff and his son are fucking retarded, man. I'm sorry. I know I need to stop dropping that word, but god damn, Kent. They are pathetic. They're more pathetic than you.
I've never met him. I don't know what he believes and teaches on all topics, but he did a video on 6 miracles atheists believe. It's fabulous. Okay, if you get a chance, watch this one.
Except no.
First miracle they believe, you can get something from nothing. Where'd the universe come from? A dot. Where'd the dot come from? From nothing.
And here we go, just totally no longer talking about Balaam, just has to go into the persecution complex thing of like, atheists make fun of us for our stupid belief system. Maybe if you didn't believe stupid shit, we wouldn't mock you, because everything you believe is obviously not concordant with fucking reality, Kent.
That's a miracle. They won't admit it, but they believe a miracle. They believe order comes from chaos. They believe life comes from non-life. Personal from non-personal, reason from non.
Hey, what the fuck does 4 even mean? This list is stupid. 0 out of 10.
Reason and morality come
You fail.
from matter. Where did you get your moral standards? From the dirt? Isn't that what they believe?
Oh no, man, that seems to be where you get your moral standards.
All you atheists
No, because you pull them right out of your ass.
and evolutionists believers are certifiably insane. Okay? You don't believe God can speak through a donkey or Satan can speak through a snake, but you do believe a rock can learn to speak. Don't you? You think the rock can learn to think and move and reproduce if you give it millions of years.
Okay, so everyone did hear fantastical. Very good.
Are you stupid or something? You won't believe a talking donkey, but you will believe a
Orange meme lord.
rock can learn to talk. You say, we don't believe that. Yes, you do. Oh, apart from old Kent and Matt Powell, I've never heard anyone say we came from a rock. Let's see, creepy, and Forrest, run. Here's what your National Pornographic says. Earth was formed 4.5 billion years ago. It was a uniform hot rock. Did I read that right?
Okay, you're looking at A and wanting to draw the connection to Z without all the letters in between, Kent. That doesn't mean what you think it means because you're just jumping to a conclusion. Kind of have to have a planet to exist, and terrestrial planets tend to be high in silicates and the like. What would colloquially be known as rock. How stupid are you? What's the planet supposed to be made out of? Pudding?
Okay, uniform ball of hot rock, right? Let's see. National Pornographic, that's peer-reviewed, okay?
No, it's not. It's a popular science publication.
I mean geographic, okay. Was the Earth a molten ball? Yes. At first, Earth was a ball of molten rock. Let's see. When Earth formed, scientists believe it was a hot ball of rock. The rock melted.
And yeah, Mapleson, those 6 points were basically the same thing restated 6 times. That's another thing that these creatards want to do is their objections to things wind up being the same thing rephrased multiple times.
Earth was a hot ball of melted rock orbiting the sun. Let's see. Here we go. National Geographic. Earth started out as a hot, viscous ball of rock. There you go. New research suggests when Earth was...
Yeah, and unless the next words are, then life popped out of the rock, It doesn't say what you think it says, Kent. Saying that, I don't know where you think you're drawing a conclusion there. Seriously, I need you to map this out. All right? Are you ever going to do that? Are you just going to continue, you and Matt Powell and the others, just being fucking pricks like you are?
Still a bowl of molten rock. Wow. Let's see. Anyway, so a donkey can't talk, but a rock over millions of years can learn to talk, eat, reproduce, think, move, invent space shuttles. A rock can do that. But you won't believe the donkey story.
You know, it really pisses me off. This man is so obsessed with the goddamn space shuttle like he does. He's like, oh, it's so complicated. And it's like, he's just obsessed over it. And it's like, dude, shut the fuck up about the space shuttle. You don't know a fucking thing about it. Also, I must stress again that they haven't flown in nearly 15 fucking years.
Okay. The Lord opened the eyes of Balaam, and he saw the angel of the Lord standing in the way with the sword drawn in his hand. And he bowed down his head and fell flat on his face. Sometimes that's the best way to just say, Lord, I'm sorry, I messed up. Go get alone someplace, lay down, humble yourself.
Zoomy with a interesting perspective that I can agree with. Rocks can speak. Aren't computers just magic rocks we smashed together until we made them into these magic machines called computers? And right now I'm listening to you talk through that magic. Yeah. But they didn't just do that on their own. We had to put lightning in them first. That was the trick. Seriously, computer technology is fucking amazing. And the nature with semiconductor technology, because it's an emergent, because computer complexity is an emergent property of semiconductor constructs. They're a very good example of emergent complexity. And yes, they are designed, but that does not mean that emergent complexity has to be designed as per all the natural processes like a snowflake being being emergent from simple processes.
The angel of the Lord said to him, Wherefore hast thou smitten thine ass these 3 times? Behold, I went out to withstand thee, because thy way is perverse. God sent me to stop you from what you wanted to do. And the ass saw me and turned from me.
Or fix it in his teeth keep on slipping. Everyone give One Vision a high five for the incredible comedy we've been getting from them the past couple of nights. We've got a new friend in the community. And as you all know, I welcome people as much as I can, unless you're coming here to preach, which obviously One Vision isn't. Or, I mean, at least if you're trying to preach this crap, you can come here and try to explain to me that I need to praise the sun, and I'll let you talk. You know, it's like, I'm listening. You come in with the Communist Manifesto, I ain't got to preach to the crowd, brother. But you want to be a Hovindite, that's a different story. But obviously, One Vision and all the rest of our awesome people are not Hovindites. So, yeah.
3 times. Unless she had turned from me, surely now also I had slain thee and saved her alive. Balaam, you're lucky that donkey did not do what you wanted her to do. Because I'd have killed you. It's the angel talking to him.
And a good point from friend Otaku. Kent, the difference is, we aren't lying when we say you think a donkey can talk. And when you state you don't believe something, we don't cry, yes you do, admit it. Ah. That's why he always calls it pornographic. Him just being a child. Because it will have featured, especially more prevalent in the times he would have been growing up, um, photos of quote unquote primitive tribes, where they weren't covered up, so they were immodestly dressed. Oh, because it'll show an Aboriginal woman's tits or something. He's got to be like, oh, it's pornographic. So he's just being a child.
Balaam said to the angel of the Lord, I've sinned. For I knew not that thou stoodest in the way against me. Now therefore, if it displease thee, I will get back again. I'll go back home. Doesn't matter what they're going to pay me. I'll go back home. Here's lessons to learn from Balaam. Are you listening to God? Is he having a hard time getting your attention? I don't know. Are you headed off to do something God doesn't like? Do you care what God says? Maybe you don't. Are you one of God's children? Are you being hindered in your journey into sin? You're trying to get someplace, to accomplish something God doesn't like, and you seem to be hindered. What's going on here? Can't find the money for those cigarettes or beer or drugs. You ever see people?
You can't find the money to pave your stupid ARC thing. You can't pay the $6,000 a year for your stupid streaming service. Yeah, you got to keep funding ridiculous projects at your ARC like Krabby.
digging through the couch, trying to through the cushions, and checking the floor under the car seats. Got to find a little change so I can go buy another pack of cigarettes or go buy some more beer. Desperate to get
metal is the best form of rock. R and raw.
Money to go buy whatever. Okay, can't get the gas money to go get them. Brother Hovind, would you loan me $10? I need gas money to go to the store to buy my booze. No, I'm not going to loan you $10 for that. Don't kick the tires or smash the car window. Maybe you look around and see if God's hindering you for your own good. Maybe he keeps you broke.
Did you ever take a look in the mirror, Kent?
Because he wants you to quit some habits you've got. Some people don't have money.
Yeah, that's stupid. The deity could just remove that habit from you.
For groceries, but it's in smoke floating out in the atmosphere right now. I picked up a guy hitchhiking one time. He said, "Do you mind if I smoke
here's this fucking story again.
in your car?" I said, "Yeah, the smell stays for years after you're gone." I said, "How much do those things cost?" This was years ago. He said, $1.75 a pack. I said, "How many do you smoke a day?" He said, 2.5 packs. I got my calculator, $1.75 times 2.5. I said, "Do you do this every..."
You couldn't do that math yourself? Also, really proud of that stupid calculator watch. God, what fucking cringe that is, man.
Every day? He said, "Yeah." I said, times every day. I said, "How long you been doing this?"
So you didn't just multiply by 365? Did you tap the button 365 times, which actually would have created an exponential issue?
He said, 20 years. I said, times 20. I said, "Sir," at the time I think it was around $50,000. You spent $50,000 on smoke.
How much of other people's money, Kent, have you spent on absolute bullshit? Think about that.
You made your own cloud. And now you're asking me for a ride because you can't get your cloud started this morning. Stop and think. What are you doing with what God provides? Maybe God's trying to slow you down and for your own good. Wouldn't it be good if you quit that habit? Would you live longer?
Hey,
you ever seen anybody die from that habit?
Hey, you ain't got to preach to me about the PlayStation. It's my favorite gaming system, all right? The PlayStation, the original PlayStation, that is peak. Well, technically it's number 2. Game Boy is number 1. But I think PlayStation cements the deal as honestly probably my favorite. Full stop.
Go to the hospital. Watch them die. Slowly. Agonizing. Years. Amber, you're a nurse. What happens when they die of lung
Why is a nurse hanging around probably a nurse on paper?
cancer? Can't breathe. They got to pump air, have a pumping air in their lungs. If that's the way you want to go ahead. I want it. I don't know when I'm going to die. I hope I'm not there when it happens. But anyway, maybe God's trying to slow you down. So, does Balaam go with these guys? Does he curse the children of Israel? Is Balaam a good guy or a bad guy? What happened to the Moabites? Well, we'll talk about that tomorrow night.
I'm sure you will. I'm sure you will, Kent. Laura says, what you got for a Nokia phone? Dad said there's more computing power in this thing than we use to go to the moon. What everyone forgets is that, one, everything computing-wise was very hard-coded, so raw processing power was relatively minimal compared to literally hand-built routines inside of the rote memory that made the systems. Two, you don't need that much calculating power to do calculus. You really don't. Because everyone thinks you need everything computer controlled, and it's like, not really. And basic numbers aren't anything too crazy. You know, they had the disky, the display keyboard, and tap in the right there, set noun, whatever, verb, whatever, to input the particular commands that you needed to at the right time per the instructions, and there you go. I mean, didn't take much, but the idea of computing power increasing like it does still is something that people need to consider, that younger people should understand. But the actual amount of computing power necessary to do something like go to the moon is truly minimal. And you can really do it with just basic star navigation, which is how Apollo 13 did everything. Ground calculations, of course, but on board, they didn't use the computers. They were conserving power, and they made it back around. You know, you need mission control to do a lot of stuff. And that was another thing. A lot of the calculating work was done on mainframes on Earth. The processors in the Saturn V on the and the Apollo guidance computers in the LEM and the CSM were only needed to do what they needed to do based on data that would have been given to them from ground control. They'd have gotten told what their velocity currently was based on metrics coming back from from the communications systems and the like. All these different factors would have been handled on the ground. But that's me being pedantic.
This story is fabulous. Oh, Balaam. There's some things we ought to learn, though, folks. Maybe God's trying to slow you down for your own good. Maybe you need to get kicked in the head by one of our donkeys up north.
Maybe you need to be Kent. Maybe that snake bite was God telling you something.
Or up there. They'll be glad to explain it to you. What are you doing? Look at your life.
I'll be glad to explain a lot of things to you my own self. Want to come to Memphis, Kent?
Today and say, Lord, are you happy with me? Lord, isn't it great when kids come to say, Mommy, are you happy with me? Mommy, did I clean my room good? Mommy, did I do my homework good?
Is that what you did? If you did that, would Mommy give you cuddle time? Because I'm pretty sure you had some sick incestuous shit with your ugly ass mother when you were a kid, Kent. There's no other way to explain the weird way you behave. You're sick. You're a depraved individual.
You ever do that with God? God, are you happy with the way I talk? Lord, are you happy with the words that come out of
And hey, anyone wants to be like, Chris, that's me. I'm going to use right-winger logic. Prove me wrong. Prove you didn't have weird, sick, twisted incest with your mother, Kent. So the way you talk about your family is seriously disturbing. And your focus on incest stories in the Bible and whale penises and stuff. Really fucking weird, man.
my mouth? Lord, are you happy with the things I think about? Lord, are you happy with how I spend my money, how I spend my time? Maybe you don't care what God thinks. Let's pray. Heavenly Father, please touch some hearts today. Send
your prayer sucks.
revival, Lord. The world's a mess and headed for a rapid close here. Help us to use our time, energy, and money for your kingdom. Lord, please send revival. Help us to use this little story from Balaam.
This fucking sucks.
Change our lives into what you want us to be. In Jesus' name, amen.
God damn it.
Amen.
Sucks.
Thank you so much. See you tomorrow night.
Spirit.
There goes talking about cum. All right, that's enough of that. See what anything else you guys had to say. Just talking about computers. Timex on cassette. Ah, yes, the good old ZX Spectrum. So your PS1 raised you Atari 2600. Yeah, I mean, I do worship the 6502. 6502 is a religion. I'm also holding a MOS 6502 in my hand as we speak. Manufactured 34th week of 1983. MOS 6502 revision A. Like, I'm not kidding. I just keep a MOS 6502 nearby. That's how much I love this thing. It's just beautiful, man. Commodore 64 for the win. Fuck yeah. Ken, how much time do you spend on other people's shit that's none of your fucking business? Yeah, all of it. Notice how creeps like Hovind are just dripping in paternalism, too clueless to know how insulting it is? Yeah. BS1 of Twisted Metal. Yep. Sure. Computer games on cassette tape. Yeah. Computer games on cassette tape. I have 10 out of the 12 games for the Starpath Supercharger for the Atari 2600. That collection's probably worth about $1,000 right now. Maybe less since it's not like they're boxed or anything, but I have 10 of the 12 games. And the Supercharger itself, which creates an interesting bit of potential Atari gaming where sometimes you can convert a game to audio file and send it over, and it may or may not crash depending on the nature of the game. On Check Hovind phone, you can find a large selection of whale penis, yes. Data point 2200. Nice. Never saw God rebuild a transmission. Never saw God make a transmission to begin with either. Apple Newton. That was a fun little idea. Moonshot trajectory is fixed. You only need differential calculus to correct for whatever happens between here and there. Bingo. And me again, not knocking the whole thing of the moonshot and stuff, and the computer power thing, but it's a matter of people think that getting to the moon required more stuff than one would think. And it's like, no, it's mostly handled low end. terrible phone typing. Phones do suck to type on. Getting kicked in the head with a donkey. What the actual hell, Kent? He's so weird. Indeed, he is. Space shooter game where you flew back and forth. Well, that don't describe every game in the 80s ever, right? Mommy shit, Kent just did as creepy as fuck. Kent, never do that again. Yeah, seriously. Gun's display of daddy issues today is pathetic. Same thing about kin and incest in the past. I got dogged by other people about how gross I was for saying that too. No, it's the fucking truth. That's the only explanation for the way he behaves. His behavior is too fucking weird. I've been a bad boy, mommy. I need a spanking. Tyler with the perfect jokes. Yeah, his the way he talks about his parents is so fucking weird, and just everything about him is just really in the uneasy thing, and it's too descriptive the way he speaks about it. Yeah, and like his obsession with the incest sections of the Bible, and again, whale penis, he has to constantly bring it up. It's just so fucking weird. Is God happy with the way Kent talks? Shit, I use foul fucking language all the time, all the damn time. But God is more pleased with the way I speak about others than with Kent. From Laura. Oh, come on, ye faithful, clueless and comatose. An Atari collection game on my DS. A small kid still have it. The opening song in the game is a banger. I'll have to check that out sometime. C64 and it was awesome. I had the old Atari 70. It'd be 7800. I have one of those. It's 2600, 52, and 78. 78 getting its name from 5200 graphics, 2600 compatibility. I have specimens of all three. Absolutely. Ooh, I love the Commodore 128. I do love the Commodore 128. I own C64 and C128. I do love the Atari 7800 though, and I do love the 5200 when the controller works and the game is a good one. The problem is a lot of games aren't engineered very well for that system. And of course, 2600. Just how can you not love it? Creepy incest fantasies with his mother. Yeah, Hovind has had creepy incest fantasies with his mother. Prove me wrong. Or is it 7600? 16K TS 100. Apple One also threw away $250,000 mistech. Jesus Christ, that sucks. First computer was an old Tandy that used cassettes for data storage. Hell yeah. Which whale penis you think is Ken's favorite? I assume blue whale. Gotta be. Sperm whale. Good point. First computer for $10. Took it home in a paper sack. Timex Sinclair. Want to get me one of those sometimes. You know, and a creepy incest fan is about his mother. Prove me wrong. Yep. So that's PS1. Also got my brother's hand-me-down GameCube as a kid. OG Animal Crossing. It'll always be one of my favorite games of all time. Animal Crossing has definite charm. Definite charm. Find it funny I use my Switch console for so much Atari gameplay. It's good stuff. Seems like the Trump-esque type of incest guy. Fun him using a Switch and console used to play Atari games. 2600 as a kid. Roast me out with the scoot over honey line about whale sex. Yeah. Genesis with his blast processing. Yeah. That was funny. I mean, the processor ran at like towards 8 megahertz versus the 2 and some change the SNES, or maybe 4 and some change the SNES ran at. But SNES had better graphics capability, a bit overall more modular subsystems, especially when you hit the one chip model SNESs. But I do love the Sega Genesis. It's a straight tie between the two. There's more games I like on the Super Nintendo. I hate to admit it, but it's true. But there's a big charm I have for the Genesis, and the Genesis games that I like are higher ranked in my list than the Super Nintendo games that I like. You know, I mean, call me a pleb, but give me the Sonic games any day of the week. I love me some like Final Fantasy VI, but you know, I got to be in the right mood for that. That's all I'm saying. Playing Dead by Daylight, crazy on Switch lately. Just play some of the SNES games more often on it. Definitely worthwhile. What else? What else? Not the worst thing in the world to play Dead by Daylight on console, but massive pain in the ass to play with Switch membership. Yeah. SNES had Mode 7. Mode 7 was pretty cool. Let's rotate the background. Everyone tried to forget Screwed Over Honey. Yeah. Second computer was an Atari 1040 ST, which was both a games console and a music studio for me. Kick ass. Yeah, the STs were neat. Also funny, had it not been for a few, like one or two key events, Atari would have wound up with the Amiga series, and ST would have actually gone to Commodore. So the Atari Amiga and the Commodore ST was how it was actually going to go originally, and then things kind of swapped around. 3 games on Genesis: Sonic 2, Joe and Mac, and Aladdin. It's not a bad lineup. Shit, I could talk about this kind of stuff all day, but I've got more cleanup and packing to do, and also need to try to get over my back hurting. I don't know why that started, but at least I know I've got the next couple of days to take care of business. So we will see what exactly goes on down the line. I'll keep everyone updated. Everyone updated in Discord. Much love. Catch everyone next time. If you like gaming, y'all want to talk about gaming, seriously, the Final Zone link is a gaming forum I run. So seriously, sign up, post about games, talk about games. Watercress is there. My buddy Impostriuf's there. It's kind of just the trio of us. Hop on down there, join, talk, have fun. It's my website. I control it. Have at it. Much love. I'll catch everyone next time. But seriously, hit up Final Zone. It's in the description. Actually, I'll just put it in the chat. There you go. Go check that out.